Okay, so now let's continue from here. So you have done certain basic operations with numbers. Now we'll go into the details, what all it has, and we'll see the references, and we are going to execute that right away on our left hand side of this cell. So one thing to tell you, where we write our script code, this section where the cursor is visible and blinking, this section is known as a cell. Okay, and there are various options which you can perform on these cells. The one and most important part is you can delete the cell in case if you would like to remove a piece of code. Okay. Secondly, you have those options to rearrange the cells. You can shift a cell up, you can shift the cell down. Okay, you can make it as a link, you can comment on a cell, and there are various other options which we can do here. Okay, now here within this cell we are going to execute other specific options, but here you can see that there are certain basic operators which we generally use: plus, minus, into, and divide, which we already have a look into. We have already done the grouping part as well. Now it says the integer numbers, example 2420, have type integer, and the ones with a fractional part 5.0, 1.6 have type float. Okay, so let us just quickly have a look into the types of numbers here. Okay, and how we can quickly check it, check a type of a number. Okay, checking the types of numbers. Sorry, types of numbers. So what we can do is, let's say I'm going to take, let's say, number A. Okay, and I'm going to assign a value, let's say 1, to this variable A. We'll be covering variables, operators, and all that stuff as soon as we progress further. But for now, I'm just assigning value 1 to A, and then I'm assigning a value 1.0 to B. Okay, actually, if you consider, both the numbers are of same type. Okay, but now what we are going to do, we are going to check the type of what is A's type and what is B's type. Okay, so we'll go to the code here. There is a function which we can check here, and this function is known as the type function. Okay, and here in the info, sometimes you're going to get the complete documentation of the specific function which you will be using in. So this does not have a documentation available, hence it's not showing, but there will be different functions where you can see the manual for the function which you're using. But currently here we can see that we can define, we can put the name of the variable whose type we want to check in. So if I want to quickly check the type of A, I have executed the cell and it shows me integer. Okay, what have I done here? Check the type of variable A. Similarly, we are going to check the type of variable B. Check the type of variable B. So we are going to call the type function and we are going to put the value B, and we can quickly test what is its type. So now you can quickly see that with respect to the documentation which we had, so it shows that if you have an integer type as well, okay, the one which we have dropped here, and we do have the float type as well. Okay, A and B. Are you guys able to execute it? Just give me a yes. Okay. So Jaddeep raised hand. Let me just unmute you. Yes, you can unmute yourself and you can please speak up.
So when I'm trying to print type A and type B in the same cell, I'm getting result for just the type B.
When you are trying to execute type
Type
A
A
and B in the same function, okay,
in the same cell.
in the same cell,
Right.
you might only be getting the output of the last one. So what generally happens, I'll tell you. Just give me 1 minute. So suppose I'll repeat the question as well. So he's saying if I'm executing both of these in same cell, type A and type B. Okay, so now what happens, first this is going to be executed. Okay, and after execution of statement 1, statement 2 will be executed. Now what exactly happens, the default behavior of this Jupyter notebook is that if you have not specified a print statement, it is going to return you the output of the last executed statement only, until unless you have specified an explicit print function. Okay, so I'll write it over here. If you have not specified specified an explicit print function, the cell will return the output of the last variable or method executed in the cell. Okay, is that clear? So that is something, is the default behavior. But suppose, so what I'll do is I'll just quickly run this cell and show you. So once I run type A and type B, so you're going to get the output of type B only, okay, as of now. But if I add one more cell, okay, and I'll shift it downwards. Now this time, if I execute, let's say print the type A, this is an explicit print function which I'm defining, and I will also say print type B. Okay, so here using print statement, using print method to show output of type function. Okay, now in this case, when I'm going to run it, okay, now this time both of the outputs will be displayed to you. So first it will show you the class integer, and second it will show you the class type float. Is that clear? So previously only the last executed statement has been shown in the output because we don't have any explicit print function specified, and the final executed cell and the output will only be returned back in the output stream. तो अगर आपको दोनों ही प्रिंट करने हैं तो फिर आपको प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट यूज करने होंगे. Is it sorted? Is it clear? Just give me a confirmation. Yeah, where does this class came from? So that is the default behavior of the print statement, that when you return the type, so for this you need to actually, we can discuss it over that C Python, that whenever we are going to execute the output of a function specifically, okay, so then it returns in this specific format. So that's written in the code like that. So जो default code लिखा है type function का, उसमें लिखा है कि return value तो return value, लेकिन अगर कोई print करता है उसको तो उसका type भी दिखाएगा कि what is the type of that integer. तो ये जो integer ये जो दिखा रहा है, ये बता रहा है कि integer एक class है, ठीक है, और उस class का type A है, ठीक है, और दूसरा बता रहा है कि ये जो float है, ये float भी एक class है for the B variable. Okay, is that clear? Okay, great. So guys, I believe you all are clear from here. अब हम चलते हैं next statement पे. So अब यहाँ पे आपके पास integer float आप लोगों ने देख लिया, ठीक है. We had integer, we had float, दोनों हमने print करके देख लिया. How we can use it and see that. अब आता है आपके पास division. Okay, so division will always return a float output. That is also very, very important. Okay, let us just quickly go for it. So इनका कहने का मतलब है कि आप प्लस करो, मल्टीप्लाई करो, डिवाइड इनटू करो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ठीक है. बट जब आप डिवाइड करोगे तो आपको जो रिस्पॉन्स मिलेगा वो हमेशा फ्लोट मिलेगा. यू आर ऑलवेज गोइंग टू गेट फ्लोट एज अ रिस्पॉन्स. ओके, सो लेट्स से चेक रिटर्न type of operators. Okay, So what we have done a is equal to 1 plus 1. Okay. We have done print type a. Okay. Then we have done a is equal to 1 minus a. Okay. So we'll say a तो ये सही है. दूसरे में हमने b ले लिया. Okay, we got b. Then c is equal to 1 into 1. So we'll say print type c, and then we got d is equal to 1 divided by 1. Okay. So what will c will print the type of d. ठीक है, रन किया हमने. तो अब हमें क्या मिलता है, आप देखोगे हम प्लस कर रहे हैं, माइनस कर रहे हैं, इनटू कर रहे हैं. तीनों का जो आउटपुट रिटर्न है इंटीजर वेरिएबल्स के ऊपर, अगर आप मैथमेटिकल ऑपरेटर अप्लाई कर रहे हैं प्लस माइनस इनटू, तो आपको इंटीजर रिटर्न हो रहा है. लेकिन जब आप डिवाइड करते हो तो ऑलवेज आपको फ्लोट रिटर्न करेगा, इवन इफ यू आर यूजिंग द इंटीजर वैल्यूज. दिस हैपेंस इन पाइथन. ओके, इज दैट क्लियर? नाउ there is another question which raises from here. In case if it is a necessity for me कि मुझे इसको integer ही print करना है, okay, if this is a necessity to me, then in that case I have to continue with floor division. Okay, and floor division which help me in getting the integer result, discarding any fractional result. Okay, and in order to perform floor division we can use this double / operators. Okay, and to calculate the remainder we can use percentage. Both of these we can do. Okay, so now let us just quickly go here. So in case if I would like to get an integer result out of it, so I am going to perform floor division. Okay, and I'm going to print the type of E. Now when I run that, so now you can see that once I'm performing floor division on the same value 1, again I'm getting the integer part. Okay, clear till here? Just give me a confirmation. Guys, great. Okay, Palak, are you able to follow? Can you help me by sharing your screen? Let us see, where have you reached? Okay, so you have got A, 1 plus 1, you got type. Okay. That's nice. And you got the integer output. Fair enough. Great. You can stop the share. Yeah, thank you. Now, so we got this. Now, so floor division we have seen. Now, if you want to get the remainder of a division, okay, sometimes what happens is you have the dividend, you have the divisor, and you're getting that quotient in return. But somehow if you want to get the remainder, so for the remainder, we can use the percentage symbol. Okay, let's add on a new cell. So now here, return the remainder of the division. Okay, so let's say if I say 5 divided by 3, okay, so it's going to be 3 ones are 3, and we're going to get 2 in return. We are going to get 2 as a remainder. Okay, so we can use the percentage symbol. So I'll say, let's say the value is f, and I'm saying 5% of 3. Okay, this is going to give me a remainder, and I'm going to get the output. So I'm going to get the value of f. So since f has a value, You don't need to print it. You can directly get the output. But in case if you want to print it as well, you can use it. So we'll say print f. So now once we print f, we are getting 2 in return, since 2 is the remainder. Okay. So now you are clear with the percentage operator also. So percentage is used to get the remainder. Okay, guys, is this clear? Great. Now we are proceeding towards next. We do have this, like with Python, it is possible to use the percentage operator to calculate the powers also. Okay. So what we will do, calculating powers of numbers in Python. Okay. So we do have this double pointer operator. Okay. Double star helps you get the value of raised to the power of. Okay. So suppose we have a case, calculate 2 raised to the power of 2. Okay. So what we can say is, we can say let's say 2 raised, sorry, I'm going to call it as g, let's say. Okay. So we are going to get 2 raised to the power of 2, and we're going to print the value of g. So that's going to be 4. Okay. Now similarly, if I have to execute like 2 raised to the power 5, 2 raised to the power 10 on calculator or on calculation on something like that, then what we can do is 2, let's say raised to the power 10 quickly, and I've got print and I've got printed h. So we got 2 raised to the power of 10 is 1024. Okay. So you can actually calculate it. X raised to the power y, calculation is pretty easy. Okay. So we can use the raised to symbol to calculate that. So we are done with this also. The equal sign is used to assign a value to a variable, which we have already seen. We are able to assign the values using the equal to operator. Afterwards, no result is displayed before the next interactive prompt. Okay. If a variable is not defined and if you're trying to use it, it will give you an error. And the error would be something like the name is not defined or so. So there's going to be a name error and so. Okay. And there is a full support for floating point operators with mixed type operands, converting the integer operand to floating point, which means we can have this kind of calculation where we can have integers multiplied with floats, and we are going to get the result appropriately in the float. Okay, that part is available. So we can quickly see that there are 3 more things here. One is the name error. In case if your variable is not available, you are going to get an error like the variable is not defined. Second, you can have the output. And third, you can get the output from the previous cell by using underscore. So underscore is a very nice way of getting the last information. Okay. So just give me 1 minute. एक काम करते हैं इसको. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे आया है हमारे पास. अब हम इस चीज को करते हैं. सबसे पहले मान लीजिए let's say name Palak is not defined here. Okay, let's say we don't have anything like Palak. So मैंने कहा print and I tried to print like this Palak. Okay, control हमने किया, print Palak किया. So now what we are getting, name error. That name Palak, it is trying to understand it as a variable and it is saying it is not defined. Okay, there's the same error which you are observing here. So अगर आपके पास variable नहीं है, ठीक है, और आप उस variable को print करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, तो आपको ऐसा error आ जाएगा that this variable is not defined. You need to be very clear about it. Okay, so in that case, how can we solve this kind of issue? We can solve this kind of issue by, let's say, sorry. So if I say, now if I'm going to assign Palak a specific fraction, let's say 2 into 5 plus 10 minus 3, let's say, okay. So I have, I've just written one statement here, okay. Let's say 2 into 5 plus 10 minus 3, and I'm going to print Palak. So we are going to get the value as 17. So that's how it is sorted. So if you do have a variable which does have some value, be it a float value, be it a number value, or be it a string value, then you will be able to print your variables. Okay, so here Palak becomes a variable now. Now we go next. The next one was the combination, which we have already seen. Yes, definitely we are going to get the float and return. Now the last one is, okay, suppose I'll show you this. This one is quite interesting. Okay, print the last calculated value in Python. Okay. Now let's say. So what we'll do, suppose I've got a variable A, okay, and I am going to print it like 10 into 2. I have got this variable done. A is equal to 10 into 2. So there will be a value 20, and that 20 has to be saved in A. Now, the default behavior says that if you are going to print the value of A, you're going to get 20 return. Okay. But there is an interesting feature in Python that if you want to quickly get the value of the last calculated output, or whatever is calculated at the last, okay, so last output जो भी print हुआ है उसको use करने के लिए आप सीधा underscore use कर सकते हैं. So if you quickly run it, the underscore, you're going to get the value. Okay, अभी तो ये float दिखा रहा है, sorry. I'll say print underscore. Okay. I'm sorry. एक second. Print the value of A 10 equal to 20. Just एक second. 10 into 2. Let me just quickly recall it. वैसे आना तो डायरेक्टली अंडरस्कोर से ही चाहिए. Let's say 10 into 2 हमने कैलकुलेट किया 20. And अब अगर हम इसको डायरेक्टली, ठीक है, डायरेक्टली हम अंडरस्कोर अगर प्रिंट करते हैं, यस वी आर गेटिंग 20 इन रिटर्न. ठीक है, अगर कहीं पे सेव्ड नहीं है, काइंड ऑफ दैट. ओके, जो भी आपका लास्ट सेल का आउटपुट जो आया है, ठीक है, जो भी लास्ट रिटर्न आउटपुट है वो आप अंडरस्कोर के थ्रू एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो कई बार ये ऐसा होता है कि आपने प्रीवियस सेल की कोई वैल्यू है कहीं पे आई हुई थी, आप उसे दोबारा रिकॉल करना चाहते हैं, यू कैन डायरेक्टली यूज अंडरस्कोर एंड यू कैन गेट इट्स वैल्यू प्रिंटेड. ओके. Okay, is that clear? Now, अब क्या होता है in interactive mode, the last printed expression is assigned to this variable. This means that when you are using Python as a desk calculator, it is somewhat easier to continue calculations. ये हमने already देख लिया. ठीक है. So now the variable should be treated as a read only by the user. This explicitly assign a value to whatever underscore we are having. Okay. We can create independent local variables and all. इसके बारे में आगे हम पढ़ेंगे अच्छे तरीके से. ठीक है, यहाँ तक क्लियर है सभी लोगों को? Is it clear? Okay, great. So yeah. So guys, as you all can see quickly that we got to understand that we do have an interpreter. We can quickly check the version. We can quickly see some mathematical operations. We got to understand about floor division. We got to understand about types of variable which we can check. We got to understand about printing the values and printing the output. We got to understand how we can write multi-lines of results and how we can print them out. Then we got to understand about getting the remainders from the numbers. We also got to calculate the powers for the numbers. Okay. We got to understand variables, name errors in case if the variables is not defined. We got to understand about the underscore. So these are some of the interesting things with the numbers as of the fundamentals are concerned. Okay. Now, similarly, yes, Jaideep, you have a question? Please ask.
Sir, like the for the underscore command, what's happening with me is that I am getting the second last calculation as the output, but not the last. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, please, please. Yes.
Yes, sir. So what exactly happening is that by this underscore command, I am getting the output for 27, but not 60, which is the last calculated value.
आप एक बार ना सेल को दोबारा आपने जब रन किया 10 ठीक है 60 आया आपका ए आपने सेव कर दिया ना ठीक है अंडरस्कोर जब आप कर रहे हो हाँ तो ये है ये एक्चुअली में वही बोल रहा है कि प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट के साथ में नहीं जो भी लास्ट एग्जीक्यूटेड वैल्यू है अगर आप एक नए सेल पे जाना एक बार दोबारा गो टू अ न्यू सेल अब आप यहाँ पे ऐसे ही नॉर्मली डाल दो जैसे मान लो आप डालो 10 into 2 into 3 डाल दो चलो एक बार 10 into 2 into 3 है ना रन कर दो इस सेल को सो नाउ यू गॉट योर वैल्यू 60 अब नेक्स्ट वाले पे अंडरस्कोर डायरेक्टली आप प्रिंट कर सकते अंडरस्कोर
Oh, sorry, sir.
नो प्रॉब्लम ठीक है सो नाउ यू आर गेटिंग 60 सो वो पीछे इसलिए हुआ क्योंकि दैट वाज जस्ट प्रिंटिंग द वेरिएबल बट अगर किसी एक स्पेसिफिक वेरिएबल का नॉर्मली अगर आप कंसोल पे आउटपुट देते हो तो कंसोल उसे सेव करके रख लेता है बस उसका इतना ही मतलब है
All right, sir.
यस अगर आपने कोई स्पेसिफिक कंटेनर उसको नहीं दिया है स्टे करने के लिए किसी वेरिएबल को किसी वैल्यू को तो फिर इट विल रिमेंबर द लास्ट आउटपुट स्ट्रीम वैल्यू
All right, sir. Thank you.
okay right so like this we have got our numbers part clear okay now what we will be doing we'll quickly see we are done till here so I've got to understand acha 3.9 वाले को हम एक बार देख लेते हैं so there is a library known as Quora okay so you can actually use that apt get install or sorry pip install Quora pip install Quora okay so there's a library known as Quora and Quora is a library which can help you upgrade your Python versions okay and we can execute it I think import Quora dot install dot अब जो भी Python के latest versions हैं ठीक है so let's say Python 3.8 अभी इसका support available है तो जैसे अभी हमारे पास 37 था अब हम इससे 38 वाला इंस्टॉल कर लें सिमिलरली विल गेट दैट आज ही 39 आया तो इसका भी 39 वाला भी सपोर्ट आ जाएगा थोड़ी देर में तो वंस 39 वाला सपोर्ट आ जाएगा तो विल बी एबल टू एक्सपोर्ट इट टू 3.9 आल्सो ओके सो सिमिलरली दिस इज हाउ थिंग्स वर्क्स एंड बाकी अभी हम आगे जब पढ़ते जाएंगे तो विल बी टेकिंग केयर ऑफ एवरीथिंग ओके So now here at 5:30 starts your query time. If you have any queries as of now, you can please ask right from the starting of the session. 1.5 hour का भी जो हमारा session है, जो भी आपके queries हैं, feel free to ask.
I'm good. I don't have any questions.
Okay, great. We
So,
can do one.
just one thing. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, please ask a question.
So just because you'll be using this collab.research.google.com, right, for each class, so we have to import this Quora every time because this is a Google instance, right? So we won't get the same one again and again. So do we have to run it, right? Okay, cool.
Right. So for that, what we will be doing is we'll be setting up a local Anaconda system which has the latest 3.9 version. Okay, and I'm walking you through that process, that how things will be done and how we will be able to use 3.9 version for all the consecutive sessions. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And we can use IntelliJ also, right? I mean,
You can use, but Anaconda would really help you with respect to the Jupyter notebooks. Quite easy to manage your code. Otherwise,
mhm.
there are a lot of different IDs available: PyCharm, IntelliJ.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so any of
Yeah,
those can, not a problem.
yeah, that's fine. We can use Anaconda. I mean, I have never used
But
it, so yeah,
majorly
we
we
can
will be
use it.
using, yeah, majorly we will be using Jupyter Notebook during our sessions.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now I'm taking you to the installation for the 3.9 kind of version also. Okay. Colab is something which we can use it handy, freely, like that. But let's say in case if we have to make use of the latest libraries and whatever is coming in, so I'm taking you, walking you through the process. Okay. To walk you through the process, I'm taking you to a Windows instance and I'll get it done step by step. Okay. So let's say we go here and we search for download Anaconda. Download Anaconda. So Anaconda is a navigator which keeps track of all of the Python libraries which is required. Okay. So this is also world's most popular data science platform. It has all the data science libraries available as well. So this is something which you should be able to, which you should use. So we'll go here, Anaconda, the world's most popular data science platform. You can go to the downloads section. We can go to individual edition. We can go here, download. Okay. So here the versions are available for, as of now also it's available up to 3.8 only, because 3.9 is released today. It might be taking a few moments to bring in the new 3.9 version. Okay. But for now you can see that you can quickly grab it from here. So what I'll do is we'll cover this 3.9 version in the next session as soon as the support is available. Okay. I believe that would be better. Is that okay with both of you?
Yeah, that would be better. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll keep that installation process on the local machine for the next session by the time 3.9 version arrives. Okay. And before that, we'll be using this Jupyter notebook to test all the functions, whatever is running. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I believe there are no questions in today's questionnaire round. You all have to go through with the video in case if you have anything. Rest, I'll quickly see if we do have any assignments for this particular case. Okay, then I'll definitely share it with you. Otherwise, for now, what you can do is you can share the script which you have coded and submit it within your respective Trello card. Okay, for the evaluations, and we'll meet in the next session on Thursday, 4 p.m.
Excuse me, sir. I'm getting an error for import Quora.install.py38.
Okay. Can you share that screen with us?
Yeah, sure, sir. This error, sir. Is
Okay.
there any
So,
typo or something? I did this first.
pip install Quora, import Quora.install.py38. I believe it's clear. ये तो ठीक ही है, सक्सेसफुली इंस्टॉल्ड पूरा ठीक है. एक बार आप ऊपर करना, एक बार स्क्रॉल अप करना. Collecting Quora, downloading, collecting fast core, already specified. Okay, PIP, ठीक है. एक बार इसको रिमूव करके दोबारा से एक बार वो करना, import हटाइएगा एक बार. You can just type in import again.
All right, import.
Yeah, import space Quora and just hold on for a minute so that, yeah, Quora, select that, enter, dot,
Dot.
install ins, yeah, dot py, yeah, now you will get that py38. Now you can run.
What exactly this Quora is, sir?
Quora is kind of a library. I think user file in 3.8 site packages given, no such file. Acha,
I think
there
when
is
you
certain problem with the 3.8 version, I believe. 3.8, 3.6 Simlink. अच्छा हो सकता है कुछ लाइब्रेरी का इशू इसका होगा, ठीक है. नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम. व्हाट विल डू इज हम नेक्स्ट वाले में उसमें एनाकोंडा पे सेटअप करेंगे. दैट विल बी बेटर. ठीक है. यू कैन इग्नोर इट एज ऑफ नाउ. नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
So if you scroll up, I think when you wrote pip install Quora, you don't have to use like exclamation mark. You can do the pip install Quora without that.
No, that
I'll
would
try
be
that.
required. Exclamation mark would be required, and the scripts
Oh, I
won't
did
run.
it without the exclamation mark.
That that won't matter actually. The libraries have been installed already, but there is some file not found issue 3.6. You can ignore it as of now. Not an important one. We'll quickly have that set up with Anaconda Navigator. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Okay guys, so see you in the next session, Thursday 4 p.m.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much for the
Thank
day.
you.
I'll share the videos and you guys share your scripts on your parts. Okay. And just mark your topics, whatever you have completed.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
you.